I was holding my engagement ring up to the sunlight when I heard my mother say the words that would destroy everything. "Mandy, your sister needs the venue more than you do." I didn't move. I just stood there in my childhood kitchen in Charlotte, North Carolina, watching dust particles float through the afternoon light, thinking this had to be some kind of joke. But Mom's face was serious. Dead serious. And behind her, my younger sister Riley was crying. Those perfect practice tears she'd been using to get her way since she was 6 years old. "What do you mean she needs it?" I asked quietly. Mom reached across the counter and squeezed my hand like she was delivering terrible news. "Riley's wedding is in 3 months, honey. Yours isn't until next spring. She and Tyler just got engaged last weekend, and they want to move fast. The venue you booked? It's the only one available for their date." I felt my chest tighten. "Mom, I put down a $50,000 deposit 8 months ago." "I know, sweetheart. But family comes first." If this sounds familiar, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. You're not alone in this. Let me back up. My name is Mandy, I'm 29, and until that moment, I thought I had my life figured out. I'm an architect in Charlotte. I design luxury homes, the kind with floor-to-ceiling windows and infinity pools. My fiancé, David, is a pediatric surgeon. We're not rich, but we're comfortable. We saved for 2 years to afford our dream wedding at Asheville Manor, this stunning mountain estate 3 hours west of the city. Asheville Manor isn't just pretty. It's legendary. Stone terraces overlooking the Blue Ridge Mountains. A crystal ballroom with chandeliers imported from France. Gardens that look like something out of a fairy tale. Couples book it years in advance. I cried when they accepted our deposit. Riley, on the other hand, is 24. She's always been Mom's favorite. The baby, the one who could do no wrong. She's a part-time influencer with 12,000 Instagram followers and a revolving door of boyfriends. Tyler was boyfriend number. Honestly, I'd lost count. They'd been dating 4 months when he proposed at a cheesecake factory. She posted 17 stories about it. I loved my sister. I really did. But our whole lives, I'd watched her get everything she wanted by turning on the waterworks. And Mom always gave in. "Riley," I said carefully, turning to face her. "You know how much this venue means to me." She sniffled, mascara running down her cheeks. "I know, Mandy. I'm so sorry. But Tyler's family is from out of state, and his grandma is sick. She might not make it to next spring. This is her dying wish, to see him get married." I felt like I'd been slapped. How do you argue with someone's dying grandmother? "Can't you find another venue?" I asked. "We tried," Riley sobbed. "Everything's booked. Everything except Asheville Manor, because they had that cancellation for September 21st. It's perfect, Mandy. It's a sign. A sign." I repeated. "Riley, I booked this a year ago. I've already sent save the dates. I've hired vendors who are coordinating around that location." Mom's voice went sharp. "Mandy, don't be selfish. Your sister needs your support right now." Selfish. That word hit like a punch to the stomach. "I've already called the venue," Mom continued. "They said they can transfer the deposit if both parties agree. I told them you'd be willing to work it out. It's family, honey. Family sacrifices for each other." I looked at Riley. She was staring at me with those huge wet eyes, waiting for me to cave. And I realized with perfect, crystalline clarity that I'd been here before. 1,000 times before. Riley wanted something, Riley cried, Mom pressured me, and I gave in. Always. Not this time. I smiled. "Okay." Mom blinked. "Okay. Yeah. Let me talk to David. We'll figure something out." Riley launched herself at me, wrapping her arms around my neck. "Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew you'd understand. You're the best sister ever." I hugged her back, feeling nothing. Absolutely nothing. That night, I sat on the balcony of the apartment I shared with David and told him everything. He was furious. He wanted to call my mother, call the venue, call a lawyer. But I stopped him. I have a better idea, I said. David knows me well enough not to question that tone in my voice. He just nodded and waited. I pulled out my phone and scrolled to the contract I'd signed with Asheville Manor. I'd read every word before putting down that deposit. Every single word. And there was one clause that suddenly felt very, very important. Section 7.3. Deposit Cancellation Policy. If the primary booking party cancels within 12 months of the event date, the deposit is forfeited to the venue. However, deposits are non-transferable to third parties without the explicit written consent of the primary booking party and venue management. I looked up at David. They can't transfer my deposit to Riley without my signature. Right. And you're not signing. Exactly. I took a sip of wine. But I'm also not keeping the venue. David frowned. I don't understand. I'm going to cancel. The next morning, I called Asheville Manor and asked to speak with Margaret, the events director. She remembered me. We'd spent hours planning every detail of my wedding. Mandy, she said warmly. I got a call yesterday from your mother about transferring your booking. I have to say, I was surprised. You seemed so excited about your date. I was, I said. But things have changed. I need to cancel my reservation. There was a long pause. Cancel? Are you sure? You'll lose the deposit. I understand. But I need to cancel, effective immediately. Mandy, if this is about your sister's request, I should tell you, we can't actually transfer a deposit without your written authorization. Your mother seemed to think it was already arranged, but legally, you'd need to sign off. I'm aware, I said calmly. And I'm not signing off. I'm canceling my booking entirely. Another pause. I could hear Margaret thinking. All right. I'll process the cancellation today. I'm sorry things didn't work out. For what it's worth, you would have had a beautiful wedding here. Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate everything. I hung up and felt a strange sense of peace wash over me. Riley called me 2 hours later, screaming. What did you do? I put her on speaker and calmly painted my nails. I canceled my reservation. You canceled? You canceled? Mandy, I was supposed to get that venue. No, I said quietly. You were supposed to respect that it was mine. But since you and Mom decided I should just give it up, I decided nobody gets it. You're insane. MOM told them to transfer it to me. Mom doesn't own my contract, Riley. I do. And I canceled. The deposit is gone. Forfeited to the venue. She was hyperventilating now. You threw away $50,000 just to spite me? No. I threw away $50,000 because I'm done being treated like my feelings don't matter. You want a venue? Find your own. Like the rest of us have to. She hung up. 10 seconds later, Mom called. If you're feeling this in your soul right now, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you'll want to see how this ends. My mother didn't scream. That would have been easier. Instead, she used her disappointed voice, the one that had made me feel guilty my entire life. Mandy, I don't even know who you are right now. That makes 2 of us, Mom. Do you have any idea how selfish this is? How cruel. Your sister is devastated. Tyler's family thinks we're a disaster. And you just burned $50,000 like it was nothing. It wasn't nothing, I said. It was my wedding deposit. For my wedding. That I planned. That Riley tried to take. She wasn't taking it, she was asking for help. She was trying to manipulate you into pressuring me. And it worked. Like it always works. Mom's voice cracked. I can't believe you'd punish your sister like this. I'm not punishing Riley. I'm protecting myself. There's a difference. She hung up. For 3 days, my phone exploded with texts from relatives I hadn't heard from in years, all telling me I was heartless, selfish, spoiled. Riley posted a cryptic Instagram story about toxic siblings, with a black and white photo of herself crying. It got 4,000 likes. David held me through all of it. "Do you regret it?" he asked one night. I thought about it. Really thought about it. "No," I said finally. "I don't." Here's what I didn't tell anyone. I'd already found a backup venue 2 months before this happened. I'm an architect. I'm a planner. I always have a contingency. While Riley was sobbing in my kitchen, I'd already paid a small deposit on a private estate in the mountains near Asheville. A place so exclusive it doesn't even advertise. It's owned by one of my clients, a retired tech CEO who only rents it out to people he trusts. The price? $20,000. All-inclusive. David and I had actually been considering switching to it anyway. More intimate. More personal. I'd kept the Asheville Manor booking as insurance, but after Riley's stunt, the decision became easy. I didn't tell my family any of this. Let them think I was weddingless. Let them think I'd destroyed my own plans just to spite my sister. Meanwhile, Riley scrambled to find a new venue. She settled on a hotel ballroom in Charlotte. Nice, but generic. Nothing like Asheville Manor. She spent the next 3 months posting passive-aggressive content about rising above family drama and choosing love over toxicity. I muted her. Riley's wedding was on September 21st. I wasn't invited. Mom called me the week before, asking if I'd reconsider coming. It would mean so much to Riley. Would it? I asked. Or would it just make you feel less guilty? She didn't have an answer for that. David and I spent that weekend in Charleston instead. We walked on the beach, ate seafood, stayed in a boutique hotel with a balcony overlooking the harbor. It was perfect. Riley's wedding, from what I heard, was fine. Nice. Tyler's grandmother was there, looking healthy as a horse. She'd be alive for another 5 years before passing peacefully in her sleep. The dying wish story had been exaggerated. Shocking, I know. Our wedding was in April, exactly as originally planned. Small ceremony, 80 guests, all people we actually loved. The private estate was breathtaking. Stone fireplaces, mountain views, gardens lit with fairy lights. We said our vows at sunset with the Blue Ridge Mountains glowing purple behind us. I didn't send Riley photos, but somehow she found them. She left my Instagram story about the wedding on read. 3 months after my wedding, Riley called me. Not Mom. Riley herself. "Can we talk?" she asked quietly. I almost said no, but something in her voice stopped me. She sounded different. Tired. We met at a coffee shop in Charlotte, neutral territory. She looked smaller somehow, like the Instagram filter had been stripped away. "I'm sorry," she said before I could even sit down. I didn't respond. Just waited. I was selfish. I knew that venue was important to you. Tyler's grandma wasn't dying. She had a cold. We wanted everything to be perfect, and I knew if I cried, Mom would make you give it up. I knew it would work. It always does, I said quietly. Riley's eyes filled with tears. Real ones this time. I know. And I'm ashamed. I've been thinking about it every day since my wedding. It wasn't even what I wanted, Mandy. I just wanted what you had. I always want what you have. That hit me harder than I expected. Why? I asked. She laughed bitterly. Because you're perfect. You have your life together. You're successful and smart and people respect you. I'm just Riley. The pretty one. The one who posts pictures and gets by on charm. I thought if I had your venue, maybe I'd feel like I deserved something for once. I sat back, processing. Riley, I'm not perfect. I'm scared all the time. I work 80-hour weeks because I'm terrified of failing. I've been to therapy for years trying to stop being a people pleaser. You see what you want to see. I know that now, she whispered. Tyler and I are in counseling. Turns out, you can't build a marriage on Instagram aesthetics. Who knew? I almost smiled. How's that going? Hard. Really hard. But we're trying. She looked up at me. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just wanted you to know that I see what I did. And I'm sorry. I didn't forgive her that day. Or the next week. Forgiveness isn't a light switch. But I texted her a month later. Just something small. A meme about wedding planning disasters. She sent back a laughing emoji and a string of heart emojis. It was a start. Mom and I are still working through things. She finally admitted she'd been enabling Riley for years, afraid that if she didn't give Riley everything she wanted, she'd lose her. Turns out, unconditional love doesn't mean zero consequences. Who knew? My relationship with my sister now? It's different. More honest. She doesn't cry to get her way anymore, at least not with me. And I don't cave. We have boundaries. Real ones. David says I'm lighter now. Less burdened. He's right. Before I go, if this story meant something to you, do me a favor. Hit that like button and drop a comment telling me what you would have done. And subscribe, because I promise you're not ready for what I'm sharing next week. Here's what I learned. Loyalty to family doesn't mean setting yourself on fire to keep them warm. I didn't cancel that venue to hurt Riley. I canceled it because I finally understood that my needs matter just as much as hers. That being the responsible one doesn't mean being the doormat. That sometimes the most loving thing you can do is refuse to play the game. Did I lose $50,000? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Because I gained something more valuable. My self-respect. And I learned that the people who truly love you won't ask you to sacrifice your dignity to prove it. Riley's working on herself. Mom's learning. And me? I'm building a life where my voice matters, where my boundaries are respected, where I don't have to light my dreams on fire to make someone else feel warm. The wedding venue was never really about the venue. It was about finally believing I deserved to take up space. To be seen. To matter. And now I know I do.